coming back from the NRA annual meeting in Indy, and we're just sitting there in traffic. We were just talking about being in a bug out situation. This is in the middle of the Tennessee mountains, and we caught it on the way down through Kentucky in the other lane, where it just went on for miles and miles of backed up traffic, and it was just 4 guys on a bridge. So, in a bug out situation, as you can see, you can't really see. I'll show you when I get a clear shot. But, it's just a good ways out. And one of the things we were talking about is if you're really planning on a bug out location, you feel the need to bug out because things have gotten to a certain point. So has a lot of other people. And this is just normal driving. This isn't, a catastrophic event. And so when you're getting ready to plan a bug out location, it's something to really consider. Because it could you could put your family out on the road to be very vulnerable.
Would not be the area I'd want to have to abandon my vehicle and have to hump it with my bug out bag.
No.
For sure.
Well, and then, talking about, at this point right now, somebody's up ahead clearing this accident's what it is, from what we've seen.
Yeah, right now we're behaving ourselves in a single file line. Without rule of law, it would be total chaos out here.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what was going on ahead. People would try to be turning around. Both lanes would probably be packed. People going in different directions.
People running out of gas.
People running out of. That's a great idea. That's a great suggestion.
Blocking the road.
Blocking the road, and then
the vehicle breakdown's overheating. Somebody's pulled over right here.
Yeah, somebody's already pulled over. Then you have no law enforcement, no control over the interstate. So, then you've got that to deal with people just doing whatever. No concern, speeding, people getting very aggressive. I mean, we had a guy a minute ago come flying up behind me, and he was acting like a moron. And then when he passed me, he looked over, which kind of made us all chuckle. But, it's just a bad situation. I mean, here we've got
a church fan.
Bunch of kids sitting on the side of the road, broken down. Of course, I've been there before a number of times. Then you got people like this trying to get into the lane, trying to horn his way, which is fine. I'll let him in. I don't mind. But, there's going to be other people that are going to not be so nice. And all this is speculation, but it's definitely something to consider.
Just look at all the videos when people try to flee the beach before a hurricane, the mass exodus. Imagine a failure at a power plant or a grid down situation or a natural disaster. It's going to be tough.
I mean, here we are, 3 grown men out here driving, just trying to get home. What if you have a family? What if you have needs? Of course, you'd be hungry or whatever. Medical needs, people that need medical, have problems with medical. It could really be a really tough situation because you have cars going at a certain speed really fast down the freeway, and then when something stops them, it gets backed up quickly and you get trapped. So, and then the way the barriers are now, there are barriers on both sides of the road, you really have nowhere to go. So just some thoughts that we were having actually coming down the mountain. We first saw it, and it was funny. We kept watching it, thinking, wow, this is incredible. And then when we thought about it to get our cameras out, it was over with. And so now we're in that same situation. You can see it, and if what you can see, it just keeps going. Of course, you guys, every one of you have seen this before. It's no big deal. But just something, as you're looking at this, thinking about being out on the road. Even Homeland Security talks about having a container to throw into your vehicle if you need to leave your home, if you have to evacuate. And, that in itself says that a lot of people are going to be thinking about getting out of town.
And people out here, people all the time, I got my bug out trailer and everything. If this was a bug out situation and I seen this vehicle right here leaving a natural disaster, he might be a target. I might, if we were stuck right here, I would probably target him if I was that type of person. So everybody with their bug out trailers and their bug out locations, just think about that. I hear it all the time.
You're making yourself a target, which And there's no way to really hide that. You know,
I
I
would
mean,
hate to be out on this highway trying to get away from something. Stay in place.
yeah, stay in place and make your home fortified. I mean, that's your home. That's your known turf.
I realize everybody can't, but this would be my last resort. Would be have to change locations.
Well, for me, and I've said this a number of times, for me to leave my home would be last ditch. If I don't leave, I'm going to die type things. And I know it. I know that it's time to go. Otherwise, why in the world?
Another side of that, too, is though, a friend of mine put it to me. He says, if your family was in danger, would you be willing to leave your home? And I actually hesitated on that. I had to think about it a little bit. I'm invested in my home. I have stores and storage stuff, and you know, I know the land and the area around my home. But when my family's life's in danger, I have no choice but to leave my home. If that's the only thing I have to do. So sometimes you don't have a choice, and if your family, you have to put your family first. So hopefully it won't come to that, but it's something to think about.
Well, I think you have two plans. You know, you have your plan for bug out. You have your plan for, but the main plan is to stay at home. But you definitely have to have those contingency plans available. And you know what you're going to face ahead of time. Just like this.
Mindset.
Know that this is probably a definite possibility. Not knowing what's ahead, especially in a crisis situation, you know, you're not, if things are at a standstill, you don't know that it'll ever clear up. Because people will start to run out of gas. People will break down.
People get desperate.
People will get angry. Tempers will rise. So it's just something to prepare for ahead of time. Something that you really need to put a lot of consideration in. And I guess that's really what I think this video to really kind of portray is, guys, really think it through. We're starting to move some now. And you know what? Good. We kind of anticipated it. But if we were sitting here without it, I would be getting impatient.
I would too. I'm just saying, I hear a lot of people say their plan A is to hook up to their trailer and hightail it to the mountains or whatever. Then you might not get 2 blocks down the road. Then what do you do?
And you know, on the other hand, that may be an option. You may have enough warning, whatever it is, you see the signs and say, hey, you know what, it's time to make our move.
Oh yeah,
And,
if you can anticipate what happens, then
yeah, I mean that's a different deal. And it may not be. Initially there may be a lockdown, and then you may be able to move after that. I think, I think it was Soldier Fortune did it a few years ago. Said that if you can survive the first 72 hours of any crisis, your chances of survival go up dramatically. So I think the big thing is to survive. And every day you survive, your chances of survival dramatically increase in most situations. So you got these guys that are like breaking in front, and that just irritates people to no end, but you let them.
that might get ugly.
Yeah, if you know there's no law enforcement to do anything about it, it can get very ugly.
It'd be worse.
Yeah, it's bad enough because people even know that there's law enforcement and they can get really ill. So my advice on this little impromptu deal is to be prepared at home. That's your primary, that's your base, that's where you live. Why would you want to leave that? You can't carry everything that you have at home, your preparations, and your daily supplies. Prepare for that. But if you need to bug, prepare, and especially get your mindset together and be ready. Because chances are you're going to be sitting on the side of the road sooner than later. And of course you have your bug out bags and everything else that you can, but that's going to really bring your chances of survival down. And if you're going to have to bug out somewhere, I think this would be a great place to actually have to bug out too. This is beautiful. This is Douglas Lake in Tennessee. strong. Be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. And I do mean long live the Republic.
You're so immature, Dom. On this episode of Walking Dead.
There we go.
That was awesome.
Rodney, he sucks, so don't listen to him. Don't listen to him because
At least we get to see the mountains. At least we're not stuck in a city.
John, he sucks too, so, you know. I don't know why I invited him if they do, but they do. Just kidding.
I'm getting
I know. Go ahead. Rodney's getting out now. We'll pick him up on the way up next time.
I'd rather walk than ride with you guys.